Coming back to the saga, next door neighbour wanted to go out, and I thought, well, okay, that's cool, because once he's gone, I can come back up and basically continue the job without any problems, because I now know he's going to be gone for the day. When I tried to explain it to the driver, he got very angry and started getting quite aggressive about the whole situation, shouting at me like I'm an idiot, this, that and the other. And he asked me, well, why don't we go park all the way down the road, which is a long distance, yeah. Bearing in mind, it has to be done by the alley. We can't do it by the front. A lot of jobs is the same way. In the end, I went, all right, fine, just park down there. So he went dashing there. In the end, he ranted for 3 hours in my ears, calling me an idiot, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? But the problem comes with the next step. He's on the phone with Musa, and basically going, you know, I feel like hitting and this, that, and the other. Now, the driver didn't help me at all. Yeah, for the last couple of days, he weren't helping me either, which is part of really one of the duties.
So basically, that delivery is not the first time you go out with him.
That particular job, yes.
That
but
job,
not on the deliveries.
But on the delivery, you have been in the same vehicle with him.
With him for about a month and a half or so.
So you were working together before this delivery?
At one point, yes. Coming back to the subject, now there have been times I've had problems with him where he got quite stubborn in certain ways, and he didn't want to do what was pretty much mentioned, but how to do the jobs. He ended up one day sending me all the way from, I would say, Canterbury all the way down to back to Dover for the first job we'd gone to in the morning, when really the next job was about 5 minutes around the corner. Do you know what I mean? And one thing I started noticing with him is he got really stubborn, like, I don't like to be told what to do, this, that and the other. I don't tell people really what to do, to be honest with you. But the instructions do mention about what things are done. And also what times the customer needs it, and what time the deliveries are. So, coming back to the story, when he was on the phone with Musa, who was in charge of HR, one thing I did mention to Musa was, listen, there's no point in really continuing the rest of the day, because the geezer doesn't want to do the job. It took me over 4 hours to do the job on my own. It's a very long alleyway. There's a reason why we reverse all the way up to the customer, because the job itself, from the customer when you're parked up,
it took you 4 hours?
4 hours.
Just for one customer?
For one customer.
So, roughly how many cases?
He had a lot. Almost half a load. Usually he has a whole load of oil. And I was actually happy that day that I didn't have all that oil.
But the company provided you the wheelbarrow, basically that kind of trolley for you to carry.
This is the problem. This is not the type of alleyway which is a road. It's a mud sort of alleyway. So anything you put that's heavy on there, you're going to get stuck anyway. I've done that job before from there with 2 other people. It's not easy, even with 2 people. Much less having a driver who's shouting at me, embarrassing the customer and the next door neighbor also. And they were asking, well, what's wrong with him? I was like, I don't know. In the end, we got to go to the second job. Tosh phoned up, and I did mention to Tosh, you might need to get somebody to come and pick me up, because I don't think it's going to be working out today with this driver.
So when you called Tosh, where were you? In the car?
I was in the vehicle.
In the vehicle. So basically, when you talk to Tosh, the driver was listening to you.
Yeah.
So he know the whole conversation between you and Tosh.
Well, he's the one who started the conversation. He's also the one who said at the end of the day he didn't want to work with me.
But he's basically, when you call Tosh, and the whole conversation, you don't want to work with him anymore.